We're all familiar with the 7 natural wonders of the world: the Grand Canyon, the Great Barrier Reef, Niagara Falls, and others. However, these are not the only natural beauties our world has to offer. There are many more, some of which are oblivious to many. Starting in Bolivia at one of the most extreme and remarkable natural vistas in the world, Salar de Uyuni. This is the largest continuous high-salt desert in the world, with an area of 4,085 square miles. This area is ordinarily breathtaking and amazing, but it is much more beautiful after it rains, as the rainfall transforms it into a giant mirror that reflects the sky above it, creating an optical illusion that you are walking in the clouds. It then shouldn't come as a surprise that Salar de Uyuni is a photographic attraction and an unforgettable location for nature lovers. This place is also home to the world's first salt hotel, a hotel built of salt blocks. It is located at the edge of the salt flat and is known as Palacio de Sal, which means Palace of Salt. Up next we have Pamukkale, a natural site in Denizli province in southwestern Turkey. The name means cotton castle in English, and it is located in Turkey's inner Aegean region in the River Menderes Valley. Pamukkale is an interesting scene with white travertine terraces and natural hot springs. This creates a breathtaking sight because of how the natural hot springs are arranged. Tourists can enjoy bathing in the natural pools. You'll, however, have to walk barefoot from the bottom entrance of the site to the top, where the small natural hot springs are located. Pamukkale is also an interesting place to visit because it is close to the ruins of Hierapolis. Moving on, we have 2 stunning natural wonders in China. The first is the Zhujiagu Valley Nature Reserve and Natural Park located in Sichuan province in southwestern China, stretching over 177,915 acres. It was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992 and a World Biosphere Reserve in 1997. Zhujiagu preserves a series of important forest ecosystems that provide vital habitats for several threatened species of plants and animals. The valley is renowned for its stunning landscape and the way it integrates all the elements of nature: lakes, waterfalls, and limestone terraces, with their clear and mineral-rich waters set in the spectacular alpine mountains. The next natural wonder is Zhangjiajie National Park in Hunan Province, China. This is a mesmerizing world of towering sandstone pillars and awe-inspiring landscapes that look like something from a science fiction movie. There are also deep ravines, deep canyons, and unusual peaks at the location. The pillar rock formations throughout the park are its most popular features and what the park is renowned for around the world. Some of these pillar rock formations rise to 1,970 feet. Zhangjiajie National Park is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and also inspired the floating mountains in James Cameron's Avatar. Exploring the natural park can be a fun experience. You can either traverse the park's extensive network of trails or use the Bailong Elevator, the tallest outdoor elevator in the world. Further, you can take a stroll on the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon Glass Bridge, the longest and tallest glass-bottomed bridge when it opened to the public in 2016. Moving on, up next, we have the Chocolate Hills. While they sound like something out of a movie, the Chocolate Hills are actually a geological formation in the Bohol province of the Philippines. These hills are unique because of their chocolate color during the dry season. There are 1,260 hills closely packed together, and as many as 1,776 hills spread over an area of about 19 square miles. During monsoon, the hills are covered in green grass, but as soon as the rain stops, the grass dies. And when that happens, the color transforms into a chocolatey hue. The hills vary in height, with the tallest one reaching up to 394 feet. Their formation is still a subject of geological debate, but they are believed to be the result of weathering and erosion of marine limestone over millions of years. The hills have been developed into a tourist resort, but tourists are not allowed to climb them. You can, however, observe the hills from an observation platform. Moving on, up next on the list is the Boutina Islands in the United Arab Emirates. The island and its surrounding waters are pristine and protected as a private game reserve. This is a tiny cluster of islands, amongst extensive coral reefs and seaweed beds. It is recognized as a UNESCO Marine Biosphere Reserve and is off-limits to visitors. The islands brag of at least 16 species of coral and hold high significance for climate change research, as coral generally thrives in water with a temperature between 23 degrees Celsius and 28 degrees Celsius, but in this case is thriving in water that can reach up to 35 degrees Celsius. The islands are also home to a wide range of wildlife, including the rare hawksbill turtles and dugongs. Up next are the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland's County Clare. They range from a height of 120 metres to 214 metres and make a vertical plummet into the Atlantic Ocean. Over 1 million tourists visit the cliffs for the exceptional view that they provide. The cliffs are home to an array of animals, including 30,000 birds. Besides the wildlife and tourists, you might have seen the cliffs before, as they have been featured in several films, including Leap Year, Princess Bride, Harry Potter, and The Half-Blood Prince, and several episodes of Father Ted. Up next is the El Yunque National Forest in Puerto Rico. Believe it or not, this is the only tropical rainforest in the United States National Forest System. The rainforest is situated on the slopes of the Sierra de Luquillo Mountains and covers a 113.3 kilometers square area. The forest has diverse flora and fauna, including up to 23 species of plants which are endemic to the area. Due to the forest's location just below the Tropic of Cancer, it does not have specified seasons and generally has year-round rains, which can amount to over 240 inches of rainfall annually. Moving on, up next, we have the Galapagos Islands, a series of small volcanic islands in the Pacific Ocean. They are about 972 kilometers west of Ecuador and form an Ecuadorian national park and biological marine reserve. There are 18 main islands in this relatively new geological formation, and they are renowned for their diverse wildlife and connections to Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, as he had also visited the islands and based a large portion of his research on discoveries made there. In 1957, 97.5% of the Galapagos was declared a national park, and in 1986, 70,000 kilometers square of ocean surrounding the islands were declared a marine reserve. By 2001, both the national park and the marine reserve had been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Up next is the Jeta Grotto in Lebanon. These are two large interconnected cave systems that span over 9 kilometers. The astounding caves are located just 18 kilometers from the Lebanese capital, Beirut. The two systems form the lower cave, which is only accessible by boat through an underground river system, which also happens to provide more than 1 million people with fresh drinking water, and the upper cave, which forms large chambers and contains the world's largest stalactite. A multitude of evidence has been found to suggest the caves being used as shelter by humans for thousands of years, long before their rediscovery in 1836. Evidence found in the caves suggests human presence in the form of pot shards, spearheads, and bone shards from the late Paleolithic, early Stone Age, the Neolithic, late Stone Age, and the Chalcolithic/Copper Age transitional Bronze Age. Up next is the Masurian Lake District in Poland, spanning over 2,000 lakes, spread across 52,000 square km. Most of the lakes are interconnected by rivers, forming a large, extensive system of waterways. The entire district was shaped by the Pleistocene Ice Age and is now a very popular tourist destination, which offers fantastic boating opportunities, angling, cycling, hiking, and canoeing, perfect for any nature lover. The entire area boasts 11 nature reserves with a wide variety of wildlife. The area has a temperate climate with warm summers and cold winters, during which time the lakes freeze over. Up next on the list are the stunning mud volcanoes of Azerbaijan. These volcanoes form when underground mud deposits are forced to the surface, expelling gases and muddy liquid mixtures. Of the 700 known mud volcanoes around the world, over 400 can be found here, along the country's Caspian coastline. All the mud volcanoes are fed by a giant underground mud lake. 86% of all the gas released by the pits is methane, which caused quite a stir in 2001 when one of the pits started spewing fire up to 15 meters into the air. It is estimated that every mud volcano should have at least one large eruption every 20 years. And for the rest of the time, they create nutritional mud baths, to which tourists flock. There are several other natural wonders around the world, including the Yushan or Jade Mountain in Taiwan, Mount Vesuvius in Italy, Mitford Sound in New Zealand, the Black Forest in Germany, Sundarban mangroves in India, and Bangladesh, the Wave Sandstone rock formation in Arizona, and Lake Hillier, a crimson saline lake in Australia. Which of these natural wonders are you interested in visiting? Do let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. And for the bonus, we must mention Puerto Rico's bioluminescent bay. This is a place that looks straight out of a Disney movie. I mean, just take a look. The water glows when you touch it. How could it be real life? This is the brightest bioluminescent bay in the world. And boy, is it lovely. This one has to be one of, if not the best natural wonders of the world.